Hi, so this is the layout sheet that I'm going to be working on, and I'm going to be doing blue, red, and yellow, and I'm going to be mixing secondary colors with those so that you can see what happens with secondary colors. And on the top row in here, I've already mixed primary colors together, and so this one is the blue and yellow, this one is yellow and red, and this one is blue and red. And then this is all three of the primary colors mixed together. So you can get a pretty good idea about what's going on the top row. And on these ones, we're just going to have a little bit of fun and see what happens when we mix the primary colors with the secondary colors. So these are my colors over here that I'm going to be working with, and just two other little tools. I'll probably not be using the eraser because I'm just going to be doing a simple lay down, and then I have my trusty M&R brass pencil sharpener and a little brush for dusting away the dust. So I'm going to start off with the Cobalt Blue, and I'm working with Polychromos from Faber-Castell. Beautiful German pencils to work with. I consider these to be my workhorse pencils. They are like a medium hard pencil. They really hold a point very, very nicely, and I really like the ability to be able to keep a point but also do some wonderful mixing with it. So let's just get that out of the way and just come in a little bit closer. So this first square, I'm going to do Cobalt Blue. So I'll just start off by laying that down. And I find that one of the best ways I really like working linear. I just have, it's just a personal preference. Different artists will use different kinds of techniques for laying down, but this is just one of my favorites. So I'm going to be working relatively fast. I'm not going to take too much time on this, and I will speed up through big parts of it. But I do want to do a nice lay down. I don't want it to be messy looking. So once I do one direction, I'm going to come in and I'll just do another direction. And then what I want to do again is make sure that I don't see, you see lots of lines right now. I want to get rid of that. So I'm going to come in with a second layer of this Cobalt Blue, and I'm just going to clean it up, and then I'll come back again and make it nice and neat. So now that I've done kind of filled in the box, I'll just come in and make it nice and clean. So here we are with the page to do our primary and secondary color mixing. So I've already put down a base layer of primary colors. So this is Cobalt Blue. This one is Faber-Castell Permanent Red 126. And this is Cadmium Yellow from Faber-Castell also. And that's 107. And the Cobalt Blue is 143. So those are the colors that I put down. And so the first line in here is going to be just the solid primary color. Then I'm going to mix the secondary colors on here. Now, as we know, secondary colors are going to be orange, purple, and green. And for blue, the complementary color of the secondary is orange. And then we'll do purple, and then we'll do green, and then we'll see what happens. So we know that if we mix a complementary color, so if we mix the complementary color of the blue, you're going to be getting kind of a muddy color. So we're going to do it in layers, so we're going to stack it. So I'll just start off by doing the orange, and you can already see that it's kind of looking a little bit muddy, but a little bit gray. This could be to your advantage. You might want to think about how do you use complementary colors to create grays or create more of a browny color. Is there something that you're doing on your drawing that you want to, instead of using brown, can you use a complementary color to actually create the color that you want. So these two colors together, they are creating that grayish color, which again, you know, you can use to your advantage. So I'm going to come back with the Cobalt Blue, and I'm just going to clean it up a little bit. I'll add a little bit of Cobalt Blue on here. Unless you want to make kind of a grayish color, try not to mix your primary and secondary color that are complementary of each other. You're going to get these kind of dulled down colors. But again, you can use it to your advantage if you want. Okay, so that's the orange and the blue, and that's what happens. So now I'm going to do the blue and the green on this one. And now blue and green are not complementary colors, so they will create a very nice new color. And again, remember, it's to your advantage. You want to see what that looks like. So just keep in mind whenever you're doing any kind of work, anything within the orange range, anything within the blue range is going to create a little bit of a muddy effect. So even a turquoise blue and even a pinky orange is going to be a little bit on the muddy side. So this is purple violet. This is kind of the closest purple that there's no purple in the Faber-Castell. It's violet, so I just use something that's a little bit darker than the violet that they have. Okay, so there you go, 3 colors. So we have the red over here, and we're going to do the same use. So in this one over in here, we're going to do orange, and we're going to do green, which is a complementary color of red, and then we'll do purple over in here. So we'll start off with the orange in here, and the orange and the red are going to make a darker orange. And you'll see it's going to be very gray or quite muddy because, again, this is a complementary color. And down here, we're going to start with the orange. I'll just put a layer of the yellow on top just to blend it a little bit more. The next one we'll do the green. Kind of a lime green. And then the last one we'll do with the purple. And because it's a complementary color, it will turn out to be brown or muddy. And I think that's very, very cool about the application of colors. How two colors, when they come together, are going to create really beautiful, bright, almost neonish color, and then another combination of color is going to create these very muddy color. I think that's amazing that specific colors will lead to this situation where you have these very muddied out colors. So this is our example of working with primary and secondary colors and what happens when you mix them. And you know, take it from there and just experiment and try out different combinations, whatever you want. And even, you know, I'm working with these primary and secondary colors, but you know, can you actually come in and you want to try working with a pink and maybe a different kind of a green, maybe more of a blue green, and then see what happens, whether or not you like the combination together. And then how can you use that to, you know, help you with your art moving forward. So thanks for joining me, and happy drawing.